Now, I'm sure Puffy didn't do it, he is innocent. This proves nothing. This is what his lawyers are going to say. God help us all, and he put the prayer hand emojis. Now, 50 is being sarcastic right here. He's pretty much saying, you know, I've been telling you guys Puffy is guilty, that there's some truth to it, and where there's smoke, there's fire, and for the people that say, you know, 50 is just hating on Diddy, and you always have something negative to say about him. People behind the scenes know these things about Diddy and have known it about him all along. The fact that this footage is from 10 years ago and nobody has come forward to put this footage out. And somebody's literally held on to this for the last 10 years with no issue exposing that this exists is crazy. So behind the scenes, a lot of people already know that this has been going on, know that this has been happening. We saw the video 50 posted earlier this year where Cassie was balled up under a blanket on the floor and Diddy was standing over her. It seems like this is a similar incident, if it's not the same incident, where Cassie was scared for her life.
What? What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say. When you put your girl on the snap, baby. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby. It's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in that blanket. Let's go jog on the beach.
50 Cent has been telling the world the truth about Sean P. Diddy Combs for as long as anybody can remember, but have people been listening to the guy? Well, up until now, not lately. Since all the allegations against Diddy surfaced, though, everybody's finally ready to hear what the rapper has to say. The abuse allegations are all graphic, too. To put it plainly and simply, Diddy is a really nasty guy. I mean, allegedly, of course.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up to
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then No, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song, After Party. But that was at the Holiday Inn, I think. All right, so...
Here's the thing, 50 claims that Diddy uses his name and image in the music industry to tempt young artists into going to his home, particularly to attend his parties. The parties end at midnight, but it's what happens at the after party that's horrific.
About the freak off session where they used to do in the studio and all of that over different entertainers' houses and stuff, where they be having them parties where they won't invite you to. And they'd be like, we having a party tonight, but this ain't your kind of party. You'd be like, yeah, I ain't going. I don't want to go. Freak off parties, when you go in there and it'd be, yo, let me tell you something. We used to go in the club. We go into the nightclub, right? And we go and get to the VIP. All of these girls come around the VIP and they just be standing there. And like, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to get back with you. We got to rewind this back. We used to go to when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been to have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was. You just don't mess with them bottles, right? Then all of the girls is in the club after a while. They all running, opening up their mouth like little birds. He's running around just popping pills in their mouth. Pop, pill. And then that was the party. But all of the females that was in it, that's what they wanted. That was what part. It was part of the hip hop culture. We ain't see nothing wrong with it until Bill Cosby got in trouble. He did one too
The goal
many.
is to make sure that everybody's out of it so they can't even testify later. If that wasn't enough, Diddy's also videotaping everything, using it to blackmail people later on.
Welcome to the family, John.
Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are now left under the leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow dinner thieves in SJ.
To help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow dinner thieves in theaters January.
This is what the rapper has been telling people for a long, long time. Now the real question is, why didn't people listen before?
No, I'm definitely making it. I'm making it for everybody, and I think it's going to really open and broaden everybody's horizons. Yeah, definitely. I was looking for you. I tell you, get your hand out my pocket, man. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I see, yo. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. Nah, look at me, man. I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, you gonna make me. Okay, I'm telling y'all right now. When I want to work for Diddy, I'm gonna physically put my hands on somebody for the ratings because he's not gonna outdo me. I'm gonna physically. I'm gonna go to Central Book. Yeah. I'm used to it. I know what it is. But get your hand on my pocket. Get off my channel, boy. I love this show. Though.
You got the brand new show. Have you seen it?
I love this show.
Donald Trump's seen it as well.
Yeah. Donald Trump said my show is a knockoff of The Apprentice. I said, what's the matter with Donald? I mean, he got a little age on him. You can see
to
now.
me, be honest, it felt a little. I want to work for Diddy inspired to me, though.
Yeah, but you know what? This is what I got to deal with, right? And these are my friends. But the guys that really don't like me.
That's pretty easy. Everybody thought 50 had an ulterior motive and that he'd be jealous. When the rapper was starting out in the music industry, he had a hard time breaking through. While he and Diddy were friends, Diddy never really signed him to Bad Boy.
Rapper 50 Cent arrived at the courthouse with an entourage and walked past cheering fans. But once inside the courtroom, he became Curtis Jackson, a 29-year-old who admitted to trampling and beating 3 women at a concert.
He attacked women. We were just there to see a concert. We were not there to get beat up. We were not there to get hit.
The rapper with the gangster attitude stepped on 2 of the women and punched the 3rd in the face after jumping into the crowd in search of someone who threw a water bottle at him during a surprise concert at this club in May of 2004.
They did nothing to justify or excuse the defendant's actions.
Curtis Jackson already has a criminal record from 10 years ago. He was a drug dealer and a gang member. He was convicted of a felony.
He has demonstrated since his earlier run-in with the law as a young man that he is a law-abiding citizen.
That is not the image 50 Cent uses to sell his music, but it will have to be. Judge Robert Coomer accepted Jackson's admission of the facts, gave him a lecture on how this incident would reflect on the rapper's 9-year-old son, and then continued the case for 2 years without a finding. In the meantime, the rapper will have to submit to random drug tests, pay the medical expenses of his victims, pay court costs, undergo anger management treatment, and produce an anti-gun violence public service announcement. Jackson signed off on the deal. And then snuck out of the courthouse through a back door without signing any autograph.
Diddy claims it was logistics. 50 had too many police records filed against him, and Diddy didn't want any trouble. So it seemed like 50 was still bitter about Diddy's lack of loyalty when he was starting out.
So what is that? Because I heard stories about you literally just like all of a sudden getting a plane, jumping on a plane, and flying to some other country. Have you done that? Have you just like literally like decided within an hour and then everyone gets on a plane?
Yeah, we used to do that frequently. That gets expensive too.
That's crazy.
I mean, Entourage was basically his life, and I say was in past tense because
you gotta
it has
see his entourage
drastically
compared
changed.
to my entourage.
What is your entourage
well,
now?
mine is very scaled back now. If I'm with my family, it's my wife and the kids, and maybe we'll have a nanny, and maybe I'll have one of my assistants. Like the other day, yesterday we did something. He had 40 people with him. He had people that were like over in the corner working on computers. I'm like, well, they can't be with him. All of a sudden, he's like, you send that Instagram? And then, and I'm like, I got 3
Well, guess that couldn't be further from the truth.
And tell me about that new album. How does it differ from your previous work in terms of sound and energy, or is it kind of more of the same?
I started with concept, so I know I would make something that felt like things I met in the past. And the concept was prosperity. Because I tried to find, like the outlines to a lot of my other projects was life and death. Like Ready to Die, like life after death, like the Machiavelli album. It all had those do or die tones to it. And this project, it's about prosperity. It's a warped perspective to see it from some points because it offers the positives and negatives. You know, it gives you the person that has that sense of entitlement towards you to not being vocal at that point, but around you, thinking these things and feeling these feelings when they see you continue in progress, and you thinking that they're just a good friend and they're always gonna be there. You know, I wrote about jealousy and envy and the environment that I grew up in. It may not actually be positive for you to do good in front of someone when the price of life is cheap. You know, they'll take your life because they see you progress and they develop something that's it's evil. It's that when they say that money is the root of all evil, it may bring evil out of people in different ways, jealousy or envy or seeing you have things that they wish they had, you know, at point. So I was able to capture that. And it's interesting because the tones within our culture have been, if it's not about money, it ain't about shit, you know, and it's a new way to offer a wider, broader perspective of that concept. It's more, right, it caters to the person that aspires to live the highest level of life. You know, it's the halut living, but it's more of a, I don't not make note of the person that is there with a sign just begging for something. You know, that doesn't actually want to do anything to move forward, but it's just there. They exist, so I put it there, you know. So
50 claims he never asked to be signed to Bad Boy. He had a different style more in line with other record labels, so there were no hard feelings. Things took a weird turn when Diddy started to solicit him, though.
Man, look. Let me tell you something, I don't mean to cut you, this funny. I used to, you know, we used to be on the road, you know, you'd be like, yo, let me go with my Puff room, see what they doing. And you knock on Puff door, he'd be sitting there damn near butt naked. You ever just had a grown ass man answer his hotel door butt naked and they'd be like, come on in? You'd be like, I'll come back. You ever close your eyes, you be like, I guess you're not presentable. And then walk away, because see, what happens is, if they be like, come on in, and then you come on in, they be like, this man just came into my room, I'm sitting there butt ass naked, I told him to come on in, and he came on in. You be like, so what's going on for the day? Acting like you don't notice he there naked. You be like, bro, put some clothes on. What are you doing? I don't want to see you naked. Grown man stuff. Yo, that's kind of disrespectful. So when you get, that's called the test off. How you make sure you breaking in. Yo, call the artist up here to the room, tell him I want to have a meeting by my tub. He be in there by the tub and stuff, soaking and stuff, butt ass naked. You be like, how the hell am I supposed to have a meeting with a nigga butt naked in the tub? Nah, man, come back.
Here's the thing, it always starts off with Diddy inviting somebody to a party, and that's just his mo. He'll tell you that he's having a party at his mansion, tempt you with some big names and contacts to make, and then assault you once you're there.
Flattering close-up photo of the Roc Nation mogul, 50 wrote, Jay in hibernation, he ain't coming outside, so this ish with Puff blow over. No brunch, no lunch, no dinner. LOL, I'm all you got, I'm outside. 50 was referencing Jay-Z canceling this year's Roc Nation brunch, which is held annually before the Grammy Awards and is typically attended by Diddy, among other A-list celebrities. This is not the first time that 50 Cent has taken aim at Jay-Z over Diddy's sexual assault allegations, all of which the Bad Boy Records founder denies. Back in March, the G-Unit boss shared an image of a milk carton with Jay-Z's face edited onto its missing children's ad slot. Anybody seen Jay? LOL. Puff said the ain't answering his phone, LOL. He captioned the post, jokingly suggesting Jigga had gone ghost on his longtime friend in his time of need. 50 later uploaded a deepfake video from the film New Jack City with the faces of actors Wesley Snipes and Ice-T, altered slightly to represent Puffy and Hove, respectively.
I should have killed you myself, bitch. See, that's the difference between you and me. Yeah, well, this is over with. Come work for me.
He wrote underneath the clip, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, LOL, New Jack Diddy. With his caption, 50 appeared to be implying that Jay-Z has some knowledge of Diddy's alleged crimes of sexual assault and sex trafficking. Jay has yet to comment on the allegations made against Diddy by various parties, including his ex-girlfriend Cassie and the Love album producer Lil Rod. 50 Cent has also used deepfakes to mock Diddy since the first lawsuit was filed against him in November, including one that involved Donald Trump. In March, he shared a doctored video which showed former President Trump saying,
Puffy, you stupid ass nigga. I told you stop fucking with R. Kelly. I said, grab them in the pussy. Don't kidnap the pussy. They raided your shit, I see. I got a courtesy call when they raided my house. You really fucked up, my nigga.
The deepfake also referenced rumors of a gay affair between Diddy and Meek Mill, which the Dreams and Nightmares rapper is strongly...
It's not just him, though, but his close circle, which includes execs, politicians, and even preachers. Lil Rod made sure he named everybody on his list.
Your Fifth Amendment right, you have to... The judge can hold you in contempt and keep you in jail for the life of the crime. I mean, for the life of the the court proceedings. So why would she go through that stuff? She go in there and answer the questions they ask her.
Now, do you think that's kind of tricky though, don't you think? Because she was with Diddy for like 10 years. You don't think she was part of any of these crimes or anything?
Bruh, this is not tricky because when she come in and they testify for them, they're gonna give her immunity over anything that happened. Because you gotta realize they don't want her, they want him. So the DA gonna say, yo, listen to me, anything that you tell us, you know, even though it's a criminal act that you were doing and stuff like that, we're gonna give you immunity. You're gonna be one of our witnesses. She's gonna be witness for the prosecution.
So that's where we're at today. The feds are looking into sexual assault, abuse, and sex trafficking allegations against Diddy and his accomplices. They raided his home, found mountains of evidence, and are now corroborating with witnesses.
Posting a picture on Instagram of King performing with his father on stage. 50 then sarcastically commented, I feel so threatened by the things Christian is saying on his record. I'm afraid for my life. Please don't hurt me, guys. I never mentioned or posted anything about Puffy's kids because Keefe D said he killed Tupac. LOL. 50 then went on to rehash the sexual assault allegations against King Combs, and he posted pictures of the alleged victims' injuries. On that post, 50 wrote, at King Combs, that what you told Grace O'Marque on that boat, huh? Gave her the puffy juice with the special sauce in it. LOL, boy oh boy, bad boy for life. And it looks like 50 also wasn't done there because he later went on to highlight some lyrics from Pick a Side where King Combs rapped,
knock them walls down like when them Fetty boys ran in both our cribs. Too bad they ain't know we bought the one next door cause that's the one they miss.
In his caption for that, 50 wrote, now why would you say something like this when you know the feds are investigating? Is you stupid or is you dumb? LOL. King Combs was accused of sexual assault by Grace O'Marque last month.
Now, 50 would probably be first in line if the feds ask for leads and evidence connected to these crimes. Again, this is what he's been trying to tell the world since day one.
I heard you're scared of clowns.
No,
I heard that.
impossible.
Why is it impossible?
Because I'm a black man.
You can be
I
scared.
have so many other things to be fearful of. A clown is not going to scare me.
Really?
Yes. I'm not afraid of clowns.
But I heard that you were.
So what y'all think's coming next for Diddy?
Opportunity to go in there and make the most friends I can possibly make. She's gonna go in there and be free with everyone. So then it's just one of those kind of parties. I would go in to look for her and get up out of there. I wouldn't want to stay and be a part of the party like when after everybody's been is alleviated and out of their mind, and then now we're going to go back to so-and-so's house or Puff Daddy's house and we're going to continue the party there. You know how they say, we're going to take it back to here and continue the party here, right? That's when you got to leave, because you be like, no, once you get there first, they might not let you in. They'd be like, oh, it's a private party. Because they know, hey, what's gonna go in here is gonna stay in here. And then especially if you're not part of it, like you don't need to be there if you're not part of it. You know, if I'm not joining in the festivities, I'm not gonna jump in the pool naked with a whole bunch of other guys and all of this stuff, everybody naked in the pool type stuff. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting naked around other guys like that, period, man. Except only time I do that is if we in jail. and we got to take a shower or something like that. That's the only time I could see having for a man to have to get naked around another man. So you just leave. It's not for you. It's not for me.
Well, I think you had mentioned several times Puffy would answer the door butt naked.
Butt naked, man. Look like a baby just sitting there. You be like, damn, bro. Like, have a little respect, man. You know, I'm knocking on your door. You looked out the peephole. You saw it was me. Why you gonna open the door and be like, come on in? I'd be like, nah, that's not the invitation I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for that. That was like the test. I'm telling you, it was a test to see if you gonna say something. You know how sometimes you have somebody else sit there and talk about your best friend. Hey man, so-and-so ain't this and this. And you sit there and listen to him, and that's your bet. You be like, man, why is you sitting there talking to me about somebody I care about, right? So why is you opening up a door with no clothes on like it's cool? Like, what are you trying to see? If I'm gonna be like, not notice that you're naked, you be like, bro, you're naked. Did you notice that you're naked? Like, I'll come back later, right? But if they say, come on in, and then you go in and you be sitting there and he butt naked and you acting like you don't see naked. People be so caught up in the stars and so fascinated just by being there with him, they never even realize that he's sitting there talking to him naked. That's just
crazy.
I'd be like, man, bro, you're naked, man. We ain't got nothing to talk about till you put some clothes on.
That's real shit. Real shit, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So, one of the things Diddy is accused, man, he's accused of him and Aaron Hall of raping somebody. Do you actually think Diddy is actually capable of actually raping somebody?
If you listen to what Aaron Hall said that he had to show them who was the king. And he said he was putting on trying to show them that he was the master at it. If I ain't mistaken, he was like, he had the big joint or something like that. As far as comparing penis size, he was kind of like saying that of all of them, he had the bigger penis, and he was letting them know. I don't know. But again, any two men together comparing penises is a problem. You know, when we sitting here talking, like somebody can ask me like, yo, is your joint big? I'd be like, I really don't know because I never really compared it to nobody else's. Like, I never looked at nobody like, yo, is your joint big? Yo, your joint bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? That's just not something men do. See, we don't feel comfortable. Men don't feel as comfortable being like that around other men. And anytime you see a man that feels comfortable like that around other men, you have to question that person's whatever you want to call that. I ain't gonna say sexuality, but whatever it is they're attracted to, some men gonna find themselves attracted to men. And in this case, that might be what we're talking about. Some men might be attracted to women, but still, in this case, that's not what we're talking about. It just depends on what they wanted. You know, I keep everything. I always put morals first. I say morals come first, you know what I'm saying? So before I do anything, I think about it first. And I say, am I doing the right thing? I ain't doing the right thing. I'm not doing it. It's over.
Could you tell if other people were